Should be coming up soon. Man, redirecting. Yes, 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 yes. We should see you guys. You see yourself, Frida? Are you there? Are you there?
I
I
see you.
believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. Let's see. Facebook Live. We are so glad that y'all tuned in. And wherever you are, it is truly amazing, 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 amazing. Let's see what's going on here. I see you are there, baby. You are there. Do you see yourself?
No,
I do.
I see
Look.
you.
No, 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 no. On Facebook Live. I didn't know if you were looking.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, now I see me.
Aha, you see you, you see
Yeah.
you. We are there. What's up, everybody? Listen, you guys. Listen, we were doing the countdown. Don't get it twisted. You know, Philip Carter, the one who know how to do all of this, he just happened to ask me to do it tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh. But we are live and we are so excited about it. We are so excited about it. And I played the countdown. If y'all used to our countdown, all that wonderful music that Philip had, it played. You just didn't see it. But we are excited. We are excited. And we hope that some of you are joining us and coming on in. And we are here and we are live and we are excited about it. And so many things are going on. Guys, I don't even know how you may be handling everything that's going on with life as it has changed. Pretty much for all of us, how we operate and how we do things. And oh my God, I mean, I can still remember the days that we would come together and we would all be at events and programs and all of that, but a whole lot of that has changed. And social media is the way we're going right now, you know. And someone said, how do you look at it? I said, I guess this is the new norm for now. So we are where we are, but I hope that you're joining us and we're giving people more time to come on and join us. It's still early. It's still early. I know you were probably watching one of your favorite shows, but that's all right. That's all right. We're glad that you're joining us. Of course, this is IGAA Hope Network. We are excited about the network. If you have not yet joined the network, you might want to be a part. It's a lot of great things that's happening and going on with the network. And Philip Carter is the founder. And of course, let me say this, if you by chance you're homeschooling your children and you're looking for great information, you need to get the book about homeschooling. Stephanie Carter has a great, great learning tool book, a good read for you guys. So definitely check that out, Stephanie Carter. Look it up, get it, and add it to your book collection. And you will be excited and glad that you did. She has some amazing tools in there, even dealing with autism and how to teach in different ways. So definitely check it out. So again, this is the IGAA Hope. Philip Carter is amazing. This came out of the IGAA, which is Independent Gospel Artists Alliance. For those who don't know, last this year we celebrated 10 years with a conference. Even though we're in 11 years, we celebrated 10 years of having the conference. And for the first time ever, we did the conference virtually, you guys. And it was amazing. Artists from all over the country joined us for the virtual 2.5 day conference, as well as music colleagues and industry persons who gave great seminars as we were going through the conference. So it was an amazing time. So I'm telling you, we have just had some great moments. And if you have not like the page, please go and follow and like the IGAA Hope Network page. We want you to be a part of us. I mean, it's so many people part. I don't want to start naming names because I might miss somebody, and I don't want no one to be upset that I missed you. But I'm gonna call one name that y'all might know, Mama Sue. I love me some Mama Sue. Y'all know her from Sunday's Best. Yes, she's a part of this network as well. So I know y'all are familiar with her and so many great others. But we are excited because tonight we have an amazing woman, and she's with me on tonight. And I'm so glad to be hosting tonight. I met her about a year or two ago, and what an amazing moment. We connected. And she's here as our guest tonight. and I'm talking about the one and only Freda Gardner. Let's welcome her.
Woo!
Woo! What's up, Frida?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Ah, wonderful,
I'm
wonderful.
good.
Now, I'm gonna ask this question: if you were to walk into, we're gonna let you tell us some things about you, but if you were to walk into a room and it's full of people everywhere, and the question was asked, "Hey, who is Frida Gardner?" What would be your response?
Oh, well, first thing I would say is that I'm a mom, I'm a
Okay,
grandmom, and
you can't be a grandma. I'm sorry.
yeah, I can.
Okay, okay,
I definitely can. You wouldn't
okay.
believe, but I
All right.
yes, I have a granddaughter who graduated from college, Cornell.
Wow.
Let's see, that was back in, I believe, 2015. So,
Okay.
yeah, so,
Okay, okay. I hear you. I hear you. All
yeah.
right. So you're a grandma, mom, grandma. So tell us more about Frida. What does Frida do? I mean, who is Frida?
Okay, so Frida started singing at the age of 5 with her
Okay.
siblings. I have
Okay.
two brothers and two sisters, and we started singing in church. And I'm the youngest, so we started singing. I'll never forget this, the Mother's Day song
Mm,
together. Okay, and
Mother's
I
Day.
know I was 5 then,
Okay.
and so I grew up in the church singing. I also sang in choirs at elementary school and junior high school. In junior high school, as a matter of fact, my music teacher at the time, in 8th grade, had me doing the lead for "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas."
Wow.
And he told me like 2 weeks before he had a talent agent that he know coming in from California to hear me sing. And the
Mm.
day of, I got laryngitis.
Oh, come on.
I'm not kidding.
Oh
I'm not.
my.
I am not
Wow.
kidding. And one of the teachers had to end up singing the song. But as I look back at it, God didn't want me to do that, so He just
Mm.
put a stop to that because it would have probably been hard on my family. My dad would have wanted me to go. My
Got
mom
you.
would have said no. Who would have gone out there with me? So yeah, it was not meant.
Wow.
It was not meant to
Wow.
be.
Come on. I would have been like, no, God, please.
But
Okay.
when he said he had a talent agent coming to hear me sing, I didn't know what a talent agent was. I grew up
Okay.
in the South Bronx. We didn't, you
Okay.
don't
Okay.
know things like
So come
that. I
on. So
mean,
you're trying to tell us you're from New York?
oh, yes. I was born in Bed-Stuy,
Get
and
out.
then my family moved to the Bronx, to the South
Okay.
Bronx. Yes. And
Wow.
for high school, I actually went to the High School of Music and Art.
Wow.
Yes.
Now let me say, if some of you out there you're from New York, I want all New Yorkers who are out there, y'all give us some thumbs up or something or some hearts and let us know that you are from New York. I see some coming. Oh, they coming. They come. So New Yorkers are in the house. Come on.
Hey.
So you grew up there and then moved to the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then the sad thing that happened to me when I was 16, my dad died.
Mm,
And my dad was my number one supporter.
wow.
And after he died, I stopped singing in the church because I was angry with God.
Mm,
I ended up getting pregnant at 17. In the middle of my 12th year in school, I dropped out because at that time, you're a black girl coming into a school pregnant, that what the stereotype was going to be.
okay. Okay.
So I stopped going to school. I went back and got my GED, worked, and all of that stuff.
Now, now,
Um,
now, wait a minute. This is amazing. Just that alone. Hold on. Look at you now, and we're gonna get to your now. But then you say, and and God is amazing at how He structure things and how our path is laid out before us because we
mhm.
don't know. We don't
Don't
know.
have a clue.
He knows all things. We don't know hardly anything. So you say you were in school, of course, you got pregnant at 17, you decided that you dropped out and all of that, but you didn't stop.
Well,
That's the key.
Yeah, I stopped singing. In 1984,
Okay.
I decided to move from New York down to Maryland. And one of my aunts had called me up and told me, "You can come and stay with me."
Mm.
And her name is Aunt Frances. And anybody knows me, know I talk about my Aunt Frances because I know God talks to and through her.
Okay.
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 So when I came to live with her, I know that that was God, part of God's plan to get me back on course.
Mm.
And she had told me then that my voice would be heard around the world. And I'm like, I'm not even singing. So I'm like, that ain't gonna happen.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I did get back into church in 1986. I joined the First Baptist Church of Vienna. At the time, the interim pastor was Reverend Roan, and then the permanent pastor, Pastor Smith, came on board.
Okay.
I had my daughter in 87, and I waited until she was 2 years old before I started singing again. So that was in 89 that I
Okay.
started singing again. But I knew that some of the gift that God had given me wasn't there. So I prayed to him and asked him to restore. And I
Mm.
told him if he restored, I would sing to him for the rest of my life. And so, I
Wow.
mean, I was singing in the choir. At one point, I was singing in three choirs. The only choir that I didn't sing in was the men's choir.
Okay.
And and we had two services. And on the third Sunday, when the men's choir sang, I was in the sound room with my daughter because that's what she was doing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
then they started a praise team, and I was one of the original members of the praise team. So I was singing two services every Sunday, basically, and
Okay.
then for the midweek service for the praise team.
Wow.
So yeah, it's between that time and now. I knew God was preparing me and He was growing me,
Okay.
and so in 2016, I got a call from Katrina Lewis, and she used to be the director of worship and arts at our church.
Okay.
She left, but she called me afterwards and said, "Freda, it's time." And I'm like, time for what?" She said, "It's time for you to go into the studio." And I'm like, what brought back my aunt's comment about my
Mm-hmm.
voice being
Mm-hmm.
heard around the world. So I
Okay.
remembered her saying that. And I told Katrina, I said, "Look, I want to, if I'm putting out something, I want it to be music and lyrics that God has given me."
Got you.
And I would record on my phone all the time.
Mm.
I'd be riding along, he'd give me a song and I'd record it on my
Okay.
phone.
Okay.
But I procrastinated. That was in 2016. And so much had happened. And my aunt kept telling me there's something that you're supposed to be doing and you're not. In 2017, I from September to 2018 July, I
Okay.
didn't have an income. I didn't have a job. But God prepared me before that,
Wow.
where I was living on a settlement that I wasn't going to take. But
Whoa.
I I had talked to my aunt and she said, "God told me to tell you if you don't take it, you lose everything." And I would have had I
Okay.
not.
Okay.
So, I mean, I went through 2017, my first child's dad, my first husband, he was abusive.
Mm.
And one day I had to talk to him about a car that one of my cousins wanted to know what to do with.
Okay.
And after we talked about that, he had said to me, he had started going to church. He said, one of the things at Bible study that had him a little confused was that it was said that sometimes when you apologize, it's a sin. And so I told him, I said, look at it this way. Are you apologizing for you, or you're apologizing because you're really sorry and you want to repent?
Mm.
There's a big difference.
Okay. Okay.
And he apologized to me that day. That was on, I'll never forget this, that was on March 10th, 2018. And on the next weekend, I had to speak at our church's women's prayer brunch
Okay.
about domestic abuse and domestic violence. And I was able to tell that story.
Amazing.
Yeah. Then on the 22nd, which would have been our wedding anniversary, but it was also my dad's birthday, I called him up because I said, I'm not going to bring you my truck. He was a great mechanic. I'm not going to bring you my truck because it's supposed to snow and my daughter might need it. I get a call on the 24th from one of my other aunts telling me that he had passed.
Mm, okay.
So, yeah. So then, I had to get with my son and his other son and plan his funeral. But that's not all that happened to me. And my aunt's constantly telling me, Frida, there's something that you're supposed to be doing, and you're
Wow.
not.
Wow.
So then in May, we're on this trip. It was 49 of us. We're on a nice trip, to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. The day we're leaving to come back home, my guy lives in New York,
Okay.
so we're going to they're leaving first, so we're going to catch his ride to the airport. Him and the rest of the people from New York, and he starts walking funny, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" He says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." One of the other guys was behind us. I said, "Can you grab a hold of him? Let me get a chair." Then I also went and got one of the people that was with us, who's a physical therapist. I said, I need you to come
Okay.
and look at him. But when we got back out there was a nurse there already. She was on vacation, and she said it appears he's had a stroke. Yeah,
Wait a minute. Are you all hearing hearing this? I'm sure you all are, and y'all are here. I mean, and we're getting some amazing comments from people. And someone has said, "Wow, Juanette James." Don Chandler said, "So true." Juanette also says, "God knows how to get our attention."
oh
I
my
mean, there's so
gosh.
much that's going on. So you say it appeared that he had a stroke.
Right. And when you're in a foreign country, you have to have a certain type of insurance to cover. And we didn't have that. We didn't even know. So before they would take him in the ambulance, I had to give him $150. When we
Oh,
get to the hospital, before they would see him, I had to give them $6,500.
gee.
Now I tell you, I have an income.
Oh my.
Yes. And then they said that he would be there for a week or two, and the cost would be $5,500 a day. So I immediately call my Aunt Frances. I'm boohooing. She tells me, if you don't shut that noise up, if
Come
those
on.
ain't tears of joy, I don't even want to hear it.
Wow.
And so she said the Lord told her we would be out of there by Saturday. His sister worked some stuff out. She she knew somebody in Florida who knew somebody in
Well,
DR.
let me tell you,
They
this
started.
this this Aunt Francis got some stuff going on. She hearing from the Lord, because I'm telling you, she keeps telling you stuff that's happening.
Yes. So they started tweeting in DR
Okay.
that the hospital was holding us hostage. Now at this time, I'm there by myself,
Okay.
right? So they call me into the executive office. What is this we hear about? We're holding you hostage. I said, well, y'all won't call to the other hospital so that we can get transported out. They did it right then. Okay.
Wow.
So we were out of there on that Friday. And let me tell you, okay, I always thought, oh, someday I'm going to ride in a Learjet. I didn't expect to ride in an air ambulance Learjet, but hey,
But it happened.
it happened. So on the plane ride, I finished 8 songs.
Come on.
I said, I hear you, Lord. I finished 8 songs.
Now we got to go back. Your what's Aunt name? What's Aunt
Aunt
name?
Frances.
Aunt Francis said that you will be heard all over the world. There's something you need to do. Then you go through this process, or we'll say a season of events,
Mhm, mhm,
and you end up, while you're in what seemed to have been a distraction,
mhm.
becomes the gift of your writing.
Right,
That is amazing to me.
right, right.
Wow.
And on the trip, I said, I took my music book. I said, okay, I'm gonna sit on the beach and I'm gonna write. Never got it done. On that plane, Oh yeah, I finished up 8 songs. Yeah,
Can y'all give some claps for those 8 songs? Come on, I want to see some claps. I want to see some hearts. I want to see something. Come on, y'all. Come on, some thumbs up. Something. 8 songs
eight
right
songs,
then.
8 songs,
Amazing,
eight
man.
songs.
Wow.
And after that, that was in May. In June, I got a job offer
Okay.
that I
Okay.
started this job in July. My aunt told me, she said, that's not going to be the only offer you get.
Okay. Here come Auntie again. Okay.
She says you're going to have to pray about which job you take. And
Wow.
I did. I got another job as a offer for a contractor with the government, and she told me I wouldn't take that because you never know with the government. And then that December is when they did the furlough.
Okay.
So I'm glad I didn't take that one.
Ooh, come on now.
So it ended up I ended up taking a job at Amtrak
Okay.
as
Okay.
a project manager, and that's
All
where
right.
I am now.
Wow.
But also, started working with E. Katrina and getting these songs down. Started in the that was in September when I started the job. In
Okay.
October, November, we finishing up, getting the songs together, and then go into the studio in November.
That is awesome. What a testimony so far. Oh my.
That's all God. It is that He had a plan. Now, mind you, I went from September
Okay.
all the way through July without a
Okay.
paycheck.
Now, did y'all hear that? She went that long without, but God still made a way.
He sure did. He
Wow.
sure did. He sure did.
Wow.
And so it that was a journey that I will never forget.
Mm, 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 mm.
But
Wow.
he made it happen.
Now that you are where you are, through all of that, what can you offer to us as artists, even through that process? One, of waiting, two, of listening, three, hearing, and four, stepping out on purpose.
It's something that you definitely have to pray about. And you have to understand when God is giving you that purpose and direction.
Okay.
And if you have somebody in your life that God speaks to and through, consult with that person. Sometimes I hear God, sometimes I don't.
Right. Okay.
I mean, there are things that are going on in my life right now, and God has been talking to me, and I'm like, okay, God, I hear you.
Yeah.
There was one point when there were some things going on, and I prayed, and God brought to my spirit the song, Be Still, God Will Fight Your Battles.
Okay. Okay.
God will fight your battles if you
Yes.
just keep still.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's what I have to do,
Wow.
especially during this time. That's what I have to do.
Man.
So if you just make sure that you're open to whatever he says and don't get in the way. I got in the way a lot.
Mm, Stop right there. Say that again. You did what?
I got in the way a lot.
Listen, you're not the only one. I think a lot of us get in the way of God's process a
Mhm.
whole lot. And
Yeah,
sometimes I think even with us doing that, we hold up what God has for us, and it just takes a little longer. But
right.
God doesn't give up on us,
No,
even if we give up on Him. So,
right.
oh, y'all better give somebody better give some hands right there. That was a seed planted.
So remember,
Wow.
this all started in 1984 when
Okay.
my aunt gave me that word.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, I did my release April of 2019.
Okay. Okay.
One of the great things that I'm so happy about is that my mom was there to
Hmm.
see it. My mom had Alzheimer's and she died in October of
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
But she was there to participate and watch it happen.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And
So
that's a testimony in itself.
yeah.
Wow, I know your heart was like so glad.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I had a whole lot of family that was there. As a matter of fact, during the during the concert, I actually had my family because I have a lot of singing people in my family. And
Okay.
I had
Okay.
them come up to the front and sing.
Wow. Come
Yeah,
on. That's
come on.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, where are you? If the question was asked, where are you now?
I am in a season of trying to hear God and write some more songs.
Okay.
I also know that I need to probably go back to school, to seminary, so
Okay.
that I can understand better when I'm writing of what he's trying to get out.
Wow.
So that's where I am now.
But you know what just amazed me? The young lady who said middle school she missed singing for someone who had brought in someone who could have discovered you then. However, you got laryngitis and you couldn't do it, and all of that, and then you went through another process where you say at 16 and then at 17 and with your daughter and say, okay, no more school, but I'll go ahead and get my GED, and then I'll continue to go on. And then in the 80s you said, you went overseas, some other things happened, and all of these things happen, and then you write these songs. I mean, my thing is, what I'm saying is, what we thought was not going to happen, God stepped in. And the thing
Yeah.
I often say is, God never told me when, He just said He would.
Right.
Oh
Right.
God,
And he
that's why
doesn't
you
tell you
keep on.
how
He,
either.
he
So
you better say that. You better. Oh, I see some hearts and some claps going on. That's right. He doesn't
he
tell you how,
doesn't.
and often I think we know how, and He comes another way.
Right. Right.
Wow.
And I actually went back to school in what was it, 2010
Okay.
to get my degree in business management. I
Wow.
was 50 years old, okay? But anyway,
She won't 50, y'all. She won't. That's a story. She won't 50.
now I was working
Wow.
for my job, I was traveling,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so I had to do school online. After
Wow.
being out of school all that time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to do school online,
You just
and I got my
testified.
degree.
You
I
just
got
testified to someone. It's never too late.
It's never too late. It is never too late.
Wow. Wow.
So that
Because
and
you're now talking about going back to school.
yeah, and
Wow.
all the times that I had tried to go back to school before, because I mean, you have to have a degree in order to be promoted in corporate America and make more
Okay.
money.
Okay.
But God showed me no. If I want to elevate you as far as salary, as far as position, I'm gonna let you see that I can do it. So on
Mm.
a GED, I was a manager, managing people.
Wow.
Okay, and then it was
Wow.
after that that I went back to school and got my degree. Yes. Hmm.
Only
So
God.
only him.
Do y'all hear that? Listen, what an amazing testimony, and that God always knows us better than we know ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
amazing. That's
Because I
amazing.
would have been all in my head. Oh, look what I did. Look at what I.
Okay.
No, look at what God did.
Yeah. 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 I hope I do believe you're encouraging someone out there tonight.
I
I
pray that
really
I
do.
am.
I really do. Your testimony is amazing. From start to finish to where you are now, and to look at you now, who would have thought, looking at you now, you went through all of that? No, you couldn't have went through all of
Yes, I did.
that.
Yes, I
Wow.
did.
Now
Yes,
tell
I
me,
did.
as an artist and as a writer now, what does singing do for you?
It makes me, uh, anytime I sing, before I sing, I pray to God and I ask Him to remove me and allow the Holy Spirit to enter in and minister.
Okay.
Because I don't want anything I sing about to be a hindrance for somebody who's looking for God or looking
Mm.
for God to do something in their life.
Okay.
So any song that I write, I, I'm listening and getting it from God. And then I go back and look to see where the scripture is in the
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Is this in his word? Because the devil can be handy too. He can
Oh, come on.
give you stuff too, and you
Okay.
be like,
Okay.
but so I go back to the Bible and make sure that whatever I'm singing about or writing about is it has a scriptural base to it.
Okay. Wow. Wow. It's amazing. We have one at James that said yes, and we had Mika Taylor said such an inspiration. And Jeffrey Corey said, "That's good, Frida." And he said, "She ain't lying." He said, "I've seen her personally and accompanied her. She's beautiful in her music ministry."
Bless
What
him,
what
bless
an
him.
inspiration that others can speak on your behalf.
Yeah,
How
that
does
I mean,
that feel?
yeah, yeah. And Mika Taylor, that's my stepdaughter.
Okay,
I
okay.
so and Jeff, yes, Jeff. I'm you talk about a wonderful musician and a humble,
Wow,
spirited person.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
God has put me with people like that.
That's good. That's good.
So that the ministry can grow,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they're not selfish people.
Mm.
Like Josh Somerville, who is also on the CD. Josh was at my church for a little while, and that's how we connected. And then he had outside group, and I joined one of his groups.
Okay.
But anytime I've asked him to do anything, perfect example for my ex husband that died, I asked him to come play. He didn't have a problem. He
Mm.
came and played.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
he has put people in my life to help me on the journey, and
Wow.
I am grateful.
Wow.
I have a cousin, Elder Rick Pringle.
Okay. Okay.
That boy can sing, preach.
You know what's amazing, and I think this is a lesson that you have also taught us on tonight, and we may often forget. God will surround you around what you need. God will give you the right people. And if your heart is right, and if you protect God, God will protect you.
Yes.
So thank you, first of all. And we're not at the end yet, but thank you for having the heart to care enough about who you are and how you represent the Father,
Mm,
because I think that speaks volume to who you are today.
right,
That's
right,
amazing.
right.
Oh,
And I
wow.
know that it took a minute, but I truly believe that God had to know that he could trust me
Mm,
again.
mm, mm.
Because I was the one that was mad at him.
Come on. Come on. And you can stand today to say you were.
Yeah,
And it's no need to say you were not, because he already know.
right. Ain't no need of lying about it.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, he placed people in my like a perfect example. My daughter.
Okay.
My daughter has her degree in marketing.
Okay.
My daughter's my manager.
Got you.
A lot of stuff that was done behind the scenes, she took care of it for me.
Wow. Wow. Now you got to give a shout out to all of your people. Come on, give them a shout out, because I'm sure
Okay.
they're listening. And if you forget somebody, listen, you guys, I've been there. Sometimes we just do forget, but it doesn't mean that we don't love you. So come on,
Right.
give some
Right.
flowers.
So I have to give a shout out, like I said, my daughter, Natalie Duncan.
Okay.
She
Okay.
was my manager. She is my
Okay.
manager.
Okay.
E. Katrina Lewis,
Okay.
who was the executive producer, the one who started all of this.
Okay.
I have to give a shout out to, like I said, Josh Somerville. Josh actually was doing vocal training with me. He did all of the background stuff. So he really talented person. My cousin Rick. Okay, so on the CD, I told Rick, I said, okay, we need a Kojic style song,
Okay.
right? So I
Okay.
said, I need you to do that. He wrote this song within a half an hour. right there on the spot.
That's good.
Yes. So, But God is the title of the song.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and it's
Okay.
on, the streaming sites, but
Okay.
yeah. So I give a shout out to him. I give a shout out to Reverend Denise Wilson
Okay.
and Lori Ayers. I started singing with them in the choir,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I asked them if they would be willing to do background vocals,
Wow.
and they did. So I appreciate that. I have to give a shout out to the Howard brothers. They were instrumental on the CD also.
Okay.
Kathy Brown did all of the photography. And even now, if I ask her to do, because she does sound and all of that stuff too. If I ask her to do something, she's right there. So
Okay.
have to give a shout out to her. Um, uh, let's see, Jewel Neesmith is my cousin,
Okay.
and she does all of the graphic art stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
I God put you in a
Y-
family that you can just,
Yeah. Yeah. Want
yeah,
to do it. Want to do
yeah,
it.
he did. And Studio 51. Okay, yeah. That studio was a pleasure to be at.
Okay.
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 Like I said, I it was rough for me financially, and there was not a whole lot that he wouldn't do. Now,
Mm.
some people, give my money now. But he was very easy to work with. So I
Okay.
appreciate him. Okay. Then I have to give a shout out to the band. Okay. Alex was on guitar, Todd was on bass, Dwayne was on drums, Katrina was on piano, the Hammond organ strings, Adam, there's a hymn that I do
Okay.
in the garden.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. And Adam played the organ and the piano. And the reason why I included that song, that was the first hymn that I did in a choir. And the hymn was first, and then the gospel part came afterwards,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And the young lady that did the gospel part, her name was Pat Simmons.
Oh.
It- she was killed in front of a church by her estranged husband.
Gee.
So that's why I included that song
Okay.
on
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, but then
Wow.
for the CD release, I had two of my cousins that came out, that really helped, Michelle and Keisha, and then I had one of my girlfriends, Lori's, her niece was on there. So people were really very, very accommodating,
Wow.
to say the least, for
Gotcha.
it. And I have to give a shout out to my church, the First Baptist Church of Vienna, because that's where I had the release at, and my
Okay.
pastor, senior pastor, Vernon C. Walton. I appreciate everything that was done that night, because I really, to me, it wasn't a release; it was a service, and
Okay.
that's what I prayed to God for.
Totally.
Javon was there. He
Okay.
yeah, he did a wonderful job. So Javon
Awesome.
Edmond did a wonderful job. So
Awesome.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and Jeffrey Corey says that you have literally been there for him as an angel.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Wow. So today, what is today for you? What is today?
Today is, I'm just glad that I'm alive.
Okay.
I'm glad that I'm breathing, because it could have been the other way.
Hmm.
Like I said, I was in an abusive marriage. So it could have been the other way.
All right. Now with that, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. So,
So one thing that I don't mind speaking out about is the fact that I was able to get out of that situation.
hmm,
I'm really surprised that I was even in that situation, but like I said, after my dad died,
right.
it was like whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. So let me ask you this then: what is the future for Frida? What's
Um,
next? What's next? Let's say it like that then. What's next?
well, I have some other songs that I would like to record.
Okay.
So I really need to get working on that. And like I said, I want to go to seminary. So I
Okay.
really need to get started on that.
Okay.
So those are the things that I really want to focus on besides working full time,
Okay.
until
Okay.
I retire.
Okay.
but
Okay.
but yeah, those are some of the things that I really want to continue to work on.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
if people wanted to follow you, let them know how they can follow you, whether it be social media, through email or website, or if you got music that you want them to go get. Tell us all that now.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook, of course. I'm under Freda Gardner, and I'm also under Vocal Freda on Facebook. Um, on let's see, what do I have? Instagram.
Instagram.
Oh, I can't even remember. What am I on Instagram? Hold on, let me see.
Ah,
I am on. I have a website. I do
okay.
have a website, and the website is vocalfreda.com. You can
Okay.
purchase the CD, and you can purchase CD and but got T-shirts
Okay. Okay.
on
Awesome.
there.
Awesome.
Um, on oh gosh, I can't remember. I told you my daughter does all of this,
That's
and
okay. We know to look for either Vocal Frida or Frida Gardner.
right, right. That's what it's always going to be.
And we will find you. And actually, Natalie Duncan said Vocal Frida on everything.
Oh, that's my manager.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Natalie. That's awesome. So, do you have any last words you could give to those who are watching now?
I would say get out of your head and get into your heart and just
Mm,
pray to God for direction
okay.
because we all have a purpose. We just have to seek Him and understand what the purpose is.
Wow.
But sometimes we don't want to hear, or we don't want to, we think it might be too hard, or we might not be able to do it. No, if that's the purpose that He has for you, He's going to make sure it happens. I
Exactly.
would have never thought, especially at my age, that I would be releasing a CD.
Mm,
But that's what He wanted.
wow.
He wanted me to write songs and get them out there. So that all praise to God.
Mm.
All
And,
praise
and
to God.
and he kept you for such a time as this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You look like an artist.
Well, thank you.
I thank you so much for sharing your testimony. I mean, in all honesty, what an amazing testimony.
Thank you. Yeah.
And people need to be encouraged in this time. And before we go, with everything that's going on with social justice and with COVID itself, what are your thoughts?
I'm praying to God. And I know all of this has come because there is something that we as Christians need to be doing. I don't think he's happy with us.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm not sure what it is, but I know he's going to and how he's going to straighten it out either, but I know he will straighten it
Mm,
out.
okay.
But we just have to continue to pray and ask God individually what it is that we need to be doing.
That's
Okay. And
good.
then with the COVID stuff, okay, wear your mask, you
Come
know,
on. Yeah.
distance yourself.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it really isn't. You want to live. You don't want to be in a hospital. You don't want to be sick. And they're talking about they don't know once you get it, they don't know what effects it's going to have years down the road.
Right.
Okay, y'all, you don't have to come around me. Thank you.
You heard it first from Frida. First word from
Yeah.
Frida.
Hey, I'm willing to social distance. I
I
don't have a
love it.
problem with that.
I love
Mm-mm.
it. I love it. And listen, we want to also, while we're here, we want to encourage you. Frida and I both, and the IGAA Hope Network want to encourage all of you to get out and vote. Vote,
Please.
vote, vote. We cannot stress that enough. We're not telling you who to vote for, but let your heart be your conscience. And
Right.
vote, vote, vote. Please,
and
ma'am.
and
Please.
and if you have to early vote, go out and do that. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
and reach out to people and ask them if they need a ride, or if they need something to get them to the polls, because
That's good.
this is a season that we definitely need to get out there and vote.
It
I mean,
is.
if we didn't learn anything from the last 4 years, this is definitely a season that we need to get out and vote.
Exactly. So we encourage y'all to do that. And early voting, like you said, do it if you can. And you should.
Yeah,
Should.
I'm
So
definitely
Frida,
going to do that.
me too. So, Frida, I really thank you so much. Again, your testimony was such an inspiration. I'm sure that people who were listening loved it. Why, if you're watching right now, come on, give her some more hearts. Let's see some more hearts and some more thumbs and all of that. Come on, y'all. Let us see them. Let us see them. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. I want to see them. I want to see them. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how they come and come on. You guys are amazing. That's watching. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Frida, you are amazing. We love you. We thank God for you. I'm so honored that I had the opportunity to meet you.
Oh,
And your personality and your smile should invite anybody to Jesus. So thank you. Thank you. Thank
no.
you.
I really appreciate you,
Oh,
especially, hosting, and I mean, this is something the IGAA has taught me a lot. I mean, the clinicians that y'all bring in, and it's helping individuals who are gospel artists
hmm.
understand what they need to do
Wow.
in order to get their music out so that other people can hear it. And I really appreciate that. I do,
Wow.
because y'all don't have to do it. Y'all can be out doing your own little thing, making sure that you're, elevating yourself, but to bring in other people and make sure other people are included. And then starting the network, I was like, oh yeah, me, I'm in
Mm.
it. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're a part, and I must say thank you to Philip Carter for a vision that is just truly amazing. Thank you to Stephanie, who we know
Yes.
is always there supporting
Ooh,
and holding his arms. So thank you both for what you do, because
yes.
we couldn't have had this without them having a vision.
Right.
So thank
Right.
God for that. Thank God for
Right.
that.
And there's not a whole lot of people that would have
Yeah, yeah.
just taken the time to do it. And I know Stephanie works hard behind the scenes.
Come
So
on. We
I've
already know.
seen her. I've seen her.
she's
So,
she's a quiet thunder, but she
oh my
gets it
goodness.
done.
But she gonna get it
She
done.
gonna get it done. So thank you, Steph. Listen, to all of you who are watching, if you have not yet become a part or like the IGAA Hope Network page, please go and like that page. Please follow. Please share it with other artists, because you know people that we may not know. So get others involved of something that's good. This is good ground. So go and share, go and tell, and help us to help others. And Frida, thank you again for being a part of this. You are amazing. I pray God's best to you, that
Thank you.
your today will be better than your yesterday, and your
Yes.
tomorrow will be better than your today.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
And to all of you who are watching, God bless you. And remember, can't nobody beat you being you. So be the best you that you can be.
Amen.
God bless you. Good night.
All right.